Hola, welcome. Okay, FitBritAbroad, take one. So today, guys, I'm going to be talking a little bit about my experience learning Spanish in Spain. Behind me you see the cathedral. I'm in one of my favourite spots in Salamanca, which is the Huerto, El Huerto, de Calixto y Maribella. There's a little bit of a story. I'm not really 100%, but basically it goes along something in the lines of there was a guy, Calixto, who fell in love with a girl called Maribella, and she was like a servant of a witch, and they used to meet here, or so they say, and then eventually he used to like climb up the wall, and then one day the rope broke, he died, and then the girl he was in love with died shortly after. Maribella died shortly after from a broken heart, but that's the story. Anyway, so I decided to make this video today, just talk a little bit about what it has been like for me learning Spanish here in Spain. I've spent the last almost 6 months, it's coming up to 6 months now, which is quite surprising for me. I've spent the last 6 months here in Salamanca, which is in Castellón, which is meant to be the home of the Spanish language, Castellano, which is why I came here. So I just decided to make this video to tell you, well, the things I've learned along the way. So the number one thing when learning a language is to make sure you don't lose heart. There's a couple of people in the background, I'm not sure if you can hear them. But yeah, so don't lose heart. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to get kind of outside your comfort zone. So I remember when I first came to Spain, I really didn't have a clue. I was just going around and basically just talking to whoever the hell I could, and practicing. And there's a guy called Benny Lewis who made a TED talk, and that really is what inspired me to learn languages. Like I saw his TED talk about 2 years ago, and he basically has this way of putting it, which is anyone can learn a foreign language. You know, you don't have to be especially gifted. You can just learn it. So I watched that video, and from kind of the next day onwards I started like with a little bit of Rosetta Stone, like just learning. I mean, Rosetta Stone's good. The real thing is just making sure you dedicate enough time to it. Like I was trying to spend just 20 minutes each day building up vocabulary, try and meet up with people. If you're not in the country that speaks the language, I would say the best thing to do, and what I did, was to meet up with people, what they call here in Spain like intercambios, like exchanges, language exchanges. So you meet up with someone for half an hour, you have like a conversation for half an hour in your target language. So say for me, I would speak in Spanish for half an hour, which was really appalling when I first started. I could only say like, you know, hello, how are you? Hola, ¿cómo estás? So on. And then you do half an hour in the other person's language, and there you kind of have this this interchange. So yeah, I really recommend that. The other thing was, there's an app called AnkiDroid. I don't know if you heard of it, but it's basically like memory cards. So como tarjetas de memoria, and you can put vocab in that. So for me it was really useful when I was traveling around Spain. I put in every single time, I would be like, what was that you said? And then I'd write it down, and that's how I learned like a lot of my what they call como frases hechas, like idioms, idiomatic expressions. And yeah, so I definitely recommend that. I'll put that in the link below to give you a link to go to the website and also the Benny Lewis video. But yeah, and then I travel around Spain from like north to south, east to west. I went through all of like Andalusia, Malaga, Marbella, Sevilla, Cordoba, Granada, all of these countries, all of these cities. Went to the center, which is like Madrid, and you have like Toledo, and it's a really beautiful country, so I reckon check it out. I passed through Salamanca on my journey, and really like the place. As you can see, it's got all this beautiful like architecture all over everywhere. Yeah, and they say it was the heart of the Spanish language, so I thought, why not, you know? Anyway, did a course of 2 months in Valencia, in a language school, which was, quite frankly, it was a really good language school, but it was more based around kind of partying and going out and having beach parties. Check out Valencia. Valencia's very cool too. And then I came here in October, and I've been here ever since. Did a language course here for like 3 months with the university, and it was excellent. It was exactly what I needed to learn the grammar and everything. So tips for language learners: number one, don't stop learning. Always kind of embrace this idea of making mistakes, and making mistakes is good. It's a good thing. If you make a mistake, you kind of remember it. I remember I was in Valencia and I was in a restaurant, and I asked the woman if the paella, if it had conejo in it. Well, that's what I wanted to say, but what I actually said was if it had coño in it. Now, coño is something the equivalent of like pussy, or, you know, the C word. So I asked the woman if the paella had pussy in it. So, you know, and then like the kind of woman looked at me kind of surprised, and I'm not gonna make that mistake again. So yeah, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Number two, like trying to get as much exposure as you can with native speakers. People like, I don't know, like when you're speaking your own language, you don't even realize the amount of the stuff that's kind of going on behind the scenes, like the grammar and stuff. Certainly when I speak English, I don't think about, you know, whether I'm using present continuous or past tense, because we don't really need to learn it. We just, the words come out of us kind of naturally, and if it doesn't sound right, we can be like, wait, hang on a second, something's not right there. So yeah, number three, I think I'm number three. I'd say just do it. Just do it. Like, don't be afraid. Just do it. Like, get up and start. Try and dedicate yourself 20 minutes a day. 20 minutes a day, and that's all you need. And you know, I've been studying Spanish for like 2 years, and only really a year living in the country, 10 months living in the country, and now I get by. Well, more than get by. I can speak like pretty well. I have fluency. Maybe make a couple of mistakes with the grammar occasionally, but you know, I can have a conversation with someone, which was always my intention. So yeah, that's that for today. Hope you enjoyed. I'm going to walk around a little bit so you can see a little bit of the huerto, and if you come to Salamanca, definitely check this place out. So